dogs and I try to walk and visit everybody I can walk to in a day. And I always go to Tammy and Matthew's because they'll let me bring the dogs inside. And Tammy and Matthew are from Lexington, actually, and they live in Portland. And they've been married 14 years, and for 14 years they've had this enormous old cat named Petey, a big black and white cat. And Petey is so big that when he lays down, he looks like a throw rug. Just this pool of black and white cat. And Petey is really old and has diabetes, and every day they have to give Petey a shot of insulin. And that means they can't travel. They can't take any vacations because nobody is going to give Petey that damn shot. And nobody's going to love Petey like they love Petey. And Petey is just getting stinkier and stinkier. And this spring I went on Sunday and I visited, and Tammy and Matthew said, we're going to have to put Petey down. We love Petey, but we're trapped, and Petey's quality of life is, not what it used to be. We're going to have to put Petey to sleep, and we're not happy about it. And the next week I went to visit, and there was Petey. Petey's still stinking up their house. And I said, I thought you guys were going to put Petey down. And Matthew goes, since Petey got sick, he has to eat this incredibly expensive science diet. And we got half a 50-pound bag of that damn expensive food. And I'm not going to be stuck with half a bag of this cat food. So I figure when Petey finishes his food, then he'll die. It kind of makes sense. And the next week I went and visited, and Petey's still there. And the next week I went and visited, Petey is still there. And when Matthew went into the kitchen, actually when Tammy went into the kitchen to get us coffee, I go, so, Matthew, what's up? And Matthew goes, well, don't tell Tams, but I got an extra bag of cat food. And I'm keeping it in the garage, so whenever we get down to the last scoop in the kitchen bag, I put some more food in. Because I know it's just going to kill Tams to kill Petey. And the next week I go there, and Petey's still there. And I know now, I know the secret, so I can sort of torture Matthew. And when Matthew goes into the kitchen, I go, so Tammy, we're sitting on the sofa, and I lean over. I said, so you still got Petey? There must have been a lot of food in that bag. And Tammy goes, don't tell Matthew. But I've got a bag of cat food, and I've been adding a little bit every day because I know it's just going to kill Matthew to kill Petey. And I love that story because the bag is actually filling up now. And Petey is still alive. So, that's really where all of my stories come from. And the world is full of really sweet, funny stories like that. The world is full of really sweet, really romantic, really important, really profound stories. The world is full of really great stories, but tonight will not be. And I have gotten in big, big trouble over the last couple of years with what I've read in public. And I thought, it would be really, I should grow up. I should grow up and I should start to censor myself. I should start to write things. And then I thought, maybe you people should just take responsibility. Maybe this is one of those cases of enabling. And so maybe you all should just wear some earplugs if you feel yourself getting offended. Earplugs. They're the secret to happiness. How many folks here have never been to a book event, have never been to hear the boring ordeal of an author presenting their stuff? That's a lot of people. Okay. How tonight is going to go is everything up to this point has just been to test the microphone. You always need a cute, engaging story on the front so that you know how well the microphone works. But the Petey story is a true story. And beyond that, we are going to play some games. I'm going to read some stuff. I'm going to read a story that was just written for tour. It's not published. It probably won't be published, so it's something you're only going to hear here. Because you made the effort to show up tonight. You're going to get something exclusive. Play some games, read a story, answer some questions. And to start out the sort of games is when I write stories, I always try to have an object. Like Petey's bag of food, that's an object. And it's an object that morphs. It has a different meaning over the course of the story. Every time we come back to that object, it's slightly different in your mind. And it's just, sometimes those objects are even more important than the characters. In this case, the bag of food functions as an hourglass, counting down the days of Petey's life. And so, try to think about objects in stories. And one of my favorite stories is Rosemary's Baby. And what is the key object in Rosemary's Baby? The necklace. Now, she got that because I coached her. But since she did get it, she will get a copy of a collection of short stories that came out this spring called Knock 'em Stiff by Donald Ray Pollock, and it's one of the best collections of fiction I have seen in years.